Hello everybody, welcome back to Blast the Process, where we are playing Sega games all weekend, and that weekend is almost over. In fact, to me, it is now Monday, so I should not be here, but I am, because I like y'all a lot. We're here to finish off the marathon. We have 2 more runs. Our first run is Taz Escape from Mars with MrPopo. Hello, Mr.
Hello.
Without further ado, you can go ahead and take it away.
Okay, so yeah, Taz Escape from Mars. Let's say it's not a very run game at the moment, but it's a game I played since I was a kid, and I mean I've seen the tasks and I thought like I can play this game really fast. I'm gonna give it a try since there are no runs on the board, and I thought it would maybe bring more runners, and it eventually did. So here we are today. So timer's gonna start when I hit start game, and it ends when the credits show up, the first credits show up. So if everything's okay, I'm gonna start.
Go right ahead, just count it down.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. Okay, so here's the story about the game. Taz was kidnapped by Marvin the Martian because he likes to collect rare species in his zoo. This is where we start. This is Marvin's zoo. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and escape from Mars, basically, as the game name states. One thing you're seeing right now is that I'm trying to avoid certain enemies, because whenever you hit an enemy, there's a knockback animation, and it sends you back in the level, so you want to avoid that as much as possible. But some enemies you really have to hit, so you want to spin again as soon as possible in order to reduce the effect of that knockback. Yeah, usually the end of the level is you eat that exit sign. So here's another funny mechanic of the game. You can bounce off these walls in order to ascend. The problem is sometimes you can either end on the right side or the left side, depending on where you want to go. This can either be very good or very bad, because you usually want to end on the right side, but sometimes this keeps ending on the left side, and let's say it's very bad for your run when that happens. One thing we also mostly avoid is the pickups, like health pickups, because Taz wastes some time eating them, so it's not very good if you accidentally bump into one of them, unless you actually need the health. Okay, so one more cool thing you can do, you can spin off the walls like this. It will be important in some parts. So yeah, this boss fight is like, let's consider this like an auto-scroller. There's no way to make it go faster. You just have to dodge his nose or whatever that is until he sends those spikes, as you can see. And you have to hit him as soon as he becomes vulnerable, basically. To dodge the spikes, it's pretty easy. You just stand right in the middle, and they should never hit you. This is funny because this game, when I first ran it, it was like a 45-46 minute run, and it has since come down to 26 minutes in like 1 month and a half, so that's pretty good. Let's just say my objective of bringing more runners has bumped up the competition a little bit. So now we're being shipped into a new section of the planet called Mole World. Oh yeah, as you can see, there's also some bombs that are placed. If you eat them, they explode inside you basically and you lose health, so you also don't want that to happen. I mean, having a bad health pickup, it wastes you time, but it's okay, but you really want to avoid those bombs. Let's just mash off into the ground here. Sometimes you're going to be using the damage boost to get to different parts, because yeah, you have like iframes whenever you get hit, but actually not while you're spinning. This level here is the very definition of a speedrun, because you really have to go fast, because that machine is after you, so there's no way but going fast in this level. You have no choice, basically. If you notice, I just destroyed like a potion bottle. That thing, there's some potions in this game. I'm not gonna be using any of them, but in case you're curious, there are some that make you very tiny, because there are parts you need to go through like smaller sections, and there are these potions that make you like a giant. That makes you like invulnerable to all attacks. Yeah, so this boss, it's gonna take 5 hits to kill him. We're gonna take a hit every single time because it's just the faster way. There is a way to avoid damage on this boss, but let's just say it's very hard because I have to bounce off its sides and stay balanced there so that you don't fall down or go on top of him, because if you go on top of him, he's gonna damage you anyway. So it's just better to take the hit. So we're going to move on to our third world, Planet X. This planet has 3 stages, unlike the previous 2. With each new level we also have different mechanics. These endless waterfalls reminding us of Sonic, Labyrinth Zone and stuff. So here's the new mechanic brought to us by this level. These hats, or I don't know specifically what they are, but when you're spinning, when you're holding one of them, it makes you like fly. We're not going to use it much on these first 2 levels, but it's going to be our main resource on the 3rd level on this planet. Now one more thing I gotta mention, the way this game works is like things start happening once they show up on screen. It's not like based on cycles and stuff. For example, I had the time to eat that burger because I wasn't like in a hurry because of a cycle for that platform to show up, because I knew I will always have the time to eat the burger. Let's just call it a safety burger. Now this is one of those levels where if you're playing this as a kid and you don't know the way, you can get stuck in here very easily because it's like an endless waterfall. It has many places where you can go and you can get very confused as to where to go. Oh shit. Okay, that wasn't supposed to happen, but we'll just go around again. So this is where we were supposed to go. We're very near the end of the level right now. Excuse me for that, by the way. So here we go. This level can also get very confusing because you basically just fly around the entire level, and if you don't know the way, you can easily get lost as well. Also, there are these enemies shooting these webs from the wall. They can easily snipe you. So you always want to take it safe. If you see if he has not just fired a shot, you better just wait for him to fire and not do like I did just now, because I YOLO'd it. Because the boss in this stage doesn't go to a separate level. I mean, you fight the boss immediately. So you want to maintain your health until the end. Of course there are health pickups, but if you want to go fast, you want to avoid them at the max. This is like a huge maze. I mean, the game looks like very hard at first, but once you get to know like all the paths of the levels and stuff, I mean, the game is still hard, but it becomes a lot easier, let's just say. For example, this level is quite easy if you know the way. If not, you're just gonna get confused and lost. So we're near the end. So this boss has 4 different patterns. He's gonna show up in 4 different ways, and we're gonna have to hit his tail every time he spawns. The fastest way is to not miss in any of the times he shows up. So eventually only his head will be left, and yeah, learning the route is already a casual challenge, yeah. Especially for these water levels, they are quite confusing. Because let's just say these aren't the most straightforward levels. So now we're going to Space Mexico. So the thing about this level is you don't want to hit the ground. Let's just say we're like in a chase, and we are moving, so if we hit the ground we lose health. I mean, sometimes it's gonna be hard to avoid, but you mostly don't want to hit it. Also, you don't want to stand on the bulls for too long, because they will hit you with their tail. If you see, he tried to hit me. So this is the level with the most skips. I'm gonna damage boost here to get up there. So I can jump directly there. I don't think that jump was intended by the makers of the game. This one, however, might have been. You can go straight to here. So this is one of those parts where bouncing off the wall is so important, because we want to go right. See, I went right there. I was lucky. And sometimes you can get stuck and keep going left. Okay. That was not in the plans. So to the third skip of this level, you want to jump on top there and go to the right. And you skip immediately to the end of the level. That was actually very good. It was at first try. Usually it takes a couple. So this is like a literal bullfight, because I have to drag him and make him hit the wall. You're not gonna hit him, you're just gonna run away from him. So he has a pattern. He's always gonna move his paw twice before he starts going at you. Except for the first time. The first time he's gonna move the paw 8 times. He's not always gonna come running at you at the same speed. So you want to keep your distance from him if you don't want to get hit. So this is another level with a big skip. It skips the final section of the level. Now one thing you're gonna want to know, you're not gonna want to spin against those flies, because even if you just got hit, you're gonna get stun locked and always keep getting hit by the flies. So if you get hit, just walk through them. It might not seem like the fastest solution, but it's the best. Or else you're just gonna get frustrated and keep getting hit. Also, I'm getting quite low on health, so I think I'm gonna take this one over here. So here's the skip. That door right there is the end of the level. We're just gonna access it through here instead of going all the way around. These knights, let's just say the same as the flies, you don't want to spin against them. You're just gonna get stuck. So here's the mechanic. This is the first time I'm going to use it for the game. you can either get these stones or these gas things, and you can like shoot fire out of your mouth. I'm gonna use it in this level. To kill those knights. Because there are some areas I have to access where either those knights or the flies are at. And let's just say it's just easier to kill them. But they do eventually run out of fuel, so I'm gonna take another one here. I'm just gonna boost through those two. Let's just say the most challenging thing you could do for this game would be going for a no damage. Because it's, as you can see, it's very hard to not get hit here. I'm nearing the end of the level. So here's another level with a big skip. This is one of the hardest levels in the game. Let's just say it was one of the most frustrating when I was a kid. But fortunately there's a skip that skips most of the level, but it still doesn't skip the most annoying part in the game, in my opinion. See? I just clipped through that wall using the damage boost. This is one of those levels where I will just take the health, because even with the full health I can still die at the end. We're nearing the part I'm talking about. So this is it, these platforms. Because you have to go up the platforms while those things are shooting acid at you. Okay, so I remained on the platform? Okay, no. Okay. This is basically the run killer. I've had like great paced runs die on this part specifically. Okay, so we got through. We didn't die. That's very good. Not dying there is very good. So if you were noticing, I was scrolling the screen down so that, as I said, things happen on screen when they appear. So I was making them disappear from the screen to change the rotation of the platforms, basically. So I could get them to rotate in a way that I could jump most easily on top of them. So here you switch bodies with your enemy in order to destroy that machine being controlled by that doctor up there. So that boss fight went pretty well. So this is the last level. We're in Marvin's house. So we're gonna beat him and take his ship to get away from here. This is one of the most punishing levels as well. So you would not want that optimally to happen. See, that bomb right there is one of those things that was placed specifically just to mess with you. Just gonna take this burger here. So this is a fun part. I always enjoyed this part as a kid. This machine is gonna make the clone for you. But unfortunately, we're just gonna use him for this. So the thing about that part is you don't want to fall down there because you can easily get stuck like in a garbage compactor. Okay. Let's just say I wasn't supposed to fall down there and I might die here, so yeah, I probably will. Okay, I'm gonna die to the bomb. That's like the funniest way you could die. But fortunately we don't start far back. We're almost at the same part as before, so we get to see the clone again. So yeah, like I said, this is one of the most punishing levels specifically for that. Especially this end part. Because this was supposed to happen with the jump, I wasn't supposed to bounce back down. But once that happens, let's just say those two enemies with the spikes will chase you until your death, like it happened. And I didn't have enough health to do the jump again, because as you saw, I have to hit that enemy. So this is the end of the final level. We're gonna have to destroy the machines that have these lasers so we can access the final part of the level. Yeah, so you're being pulled by gravity in this level. So you're gonna have to be on certain gravity to hit certain things and go down certain paths. So there's only one machine left, and it unlocks access to the end of the level basically, because the end of the level is blocked by all 4 lasers. Final laser is done. So we're just gonna go over to the final boss, which is gonna be Marvin. So this boss, you're gonna get on top of him and hit that. And he's dead. And that was the end of the game. So time is gonna show up, is gonna be on when the credits show up on screen. So we're taking this spaceship, as you can see, and we're heading back to Tasmania.
GG.
Thank you. so much.
Very good run. I love this cutscene at the end. It's pretty great.
Yeah,
This game's got charm.
Thank you for the GGs.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? Any shout-outs you'd like to give?
I want to give a shout out to the other two runners of this game, Kronun and Guro. Specifically Guro, because if I ever got improvements in my gameplay of this game is because it kept pushing me. So if he's watching, thank you. And I hope he does more runs soon. And hopefully to bring new runners for the game.
If you're looking for a new game, this could be your next game. I assume if anyone has any questions, you're more than willing.
Yeah, sure.
To help out, or
I can help.
Should I not put that on you? Listen, go ahead and bug Popo. No, I'm just joking.
No, you can ask away. It's okay. I'm glad to help.
Again, Popo, thank you so much for the runs. Next up is the last run of the marathon. Oh, of course. Next up is the last run of the marathon with Count Gooby and I honestly have no idea how to pronounce his name. CMDR. I'll call him Simder. They are doing Let's Tap. That will be in just a few minutes, the final run to send us home. See you all in just a few.